Hello YouTube, Hammond Dog here once again. In this video, I need something to drink. That's what I need in this video. Let me go to my refrigerator and get something to drink because I'm doing so many videos, something got caught in my throat. Yes. That's what I needed. Tropicana. This is the ruby red grape juice. Better get you some. Okay, now I can talk about what I'm going to do in this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about Leslie Upper Motors. Okay? Now, let's start with this upper motor. Now, my son Arrington has produced several videos that are here on YouTube about motors, and he's showing you or demonstrating for you how he goes about tearing down the motors, to repair them, to lubricate the motors, to make adjustments where adjustments need to be made on the motors, how he reassembles them, so forth and so on. I'm not going to do that, so I'm not going to do what he has already capably illustrated for you and demonstrated for you on previous videos. But I'm simply going to show you different types of motors that are used in the Leslie series of tone cabinets. Now, generally, when you're talking about a Leslie tone cabinet, you have two types of systems. You have a single motor system, and then you have a dual motor system. Now, the earlier models of the Leslie tone cabinets, in those you will find, and I'm not talking about when it first came out, 1950s, or when it first. I'm talking about later on for the regular size or short the cabinets that are the size of the 122s, the 147 size cabinets, not tall 31s, not those tall ones. I'm not, but they use probably the same motors as what I have in my hand here. But there's one. This is one speed. The earlier Leslie's used the one speed. So the ones I'm talking about are the 21s, 22s, like the 22H, the Leslie, the one speed, the Leslie 47s, the Leslie 51s, which were used with the A100 type organs. They use one-speed motors. And this is a one-speed upper motor. And how do you know? Because it's just one motor. That's it. That's it. This is the upper motor. One speed. It just goes fast. And so you plug it in, and it runs fast. Somebody's saying, well, show us, Dr. Kemp. What do you mean? Okay, well, might as well demonstrate for you. Let me get a cord over here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And hopefully, this thing will act right for us. Okay, so I got a plug down here. I want to tell you that this, I just motor just fell on the floor over here, so I hope it runs. Okay. There you go. It's running. All right. It fell off. There you go. Now, so this is a fast motor. See? Look at it. Let's see. I'm gonna unplug it. See, you saw it. Saw it stop. Let me pan up here. Yeah, let me show you that at all. And then I'm gonna have it run fast. Let's see if I can plug it up. I only have one. Can't use both hands. I gotta put it down. There it goes. Here we go. Ready? Yeah, you can see it. See it? See? It's running there. Now it's not made to be turned upside down because I got bottom motors that are turned. I got bottom motors. Well, even the bottom motors for the 1-speed hang up like this. But it's designed to sit straight up like this and turn. So it's a fast motor. That's all. It just goes 1 speed. So if you go back and look at the video that I did on the off and on tremolo switch, the off and on tremolo switch is designed to work with this type of motor, the 1-speed motor. Okay, I'm gonna unplug it. In contrast to the 1-speed motor, we have the 2-speed motor. Okay? You will find the 2-speed motors in the Leslie 122s, the 122Rs, the 122RV, 147s, the 147Rs, and the 147RV. You also find 2-speed motors in the Leslie 251. Okay? Now, the 2-speed motor is 2-speed because it has 2 motors. It's not just 1 motor. It's actually 2 motors together. They work there together. This top part, this is the fast motor, as in tremolo. Down underneath, this part here, this is a motor. So from here on down, that's a motor. That's the slow motor, corral. All right? And there is a little pin. Can you see that little pin? See that little pin I just moved? That little pin engages a rubber wheel that turns this when the slow motor is engaged. So I'll show you first. And when the fast motor is engaged, the slow motor is not turning. There are 2 cords. Okay? There's a brown cord and there is a white cord, okay? Right? Now you can, of course, you can put any cord you want to put on it, but generally you want to put 2 different color cords on so that you can distinguish between the upper motor and the lower motor when you plug it into your Leslie, because the Leslie has a spot for the upper motor, fast motor, and for the lower part, the slow motor. Okay? Now I'm going to plug in, first of all, the fast motor, and the fast motor runs just like the fast motor on the other motor, the single speed motor that we just looked at. Okay. There it is. Let me get some paper. Might be able to tell the See, that's moving. See, because I know this thing could be spinning so smooth. This thing's spinning so smooth that I can put it right here and you can't even tell it's spinning. But see, if I take this paper, put it on there, you can see, you can hear that. That's the fast. Now, I'm going to unplug it. I'm trying to do this without getting shocked. Whoa. I need my son to come and take care of this cord here, because I see a little electrical hazard. He's going to have to tape that up. Hold up before I do this, because I do not want 110 volts of electricity going through my body right now. I don't feel the need for it. So before I do this next demonstration, I don't want to demonstrate by being knocked unconscious by a bolt of electricity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with some tape. Here's what I'm going to say. You can see what I'm doing. I'm protecting myself. That's what I'm doing. Alright. I mean, that was an electrical hazard. And let's see what this is. I'm going to take care of that too. Okay. My son cleans these for me, and he does an excellent job at tearing them down. But that's why you have to have supervision. Go back over and look at things before they are put into use. Make sure everything is as it should be. Make sure everything is safe. This looks fine here. Now these are fine. Now these are fine. These are now safe. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to plug in the slow motor. Slow motor is now plugged in, and slow motor is engaged. Let's see how I can show you this. Well, this is turning. See yeah, you can see it. See? And it's turning slow. Because the second motor, with the white cable, is plugged in. That's what's plugged in. See? The white cord. So the bottom motor is turning. Now, when this is turning, of course the fast one is not turning. So that's why you need the tremolo corral switch. The tremolo switch switches off the slow motor, turns on the fast motor. The corral switch, when you switch it to the corral side, it turns off the fast motor, this top motor, and it turns on the slow motor. And the slow motor, having this pin here, rubbing up against this wheel. Here's the wheel. Here's the wheel. See this? That wheel that's turning. That's because that little pin here is turning. That's the motor pin turning, and it's turning, and that's why you have to adjust it properly. You have to adjust the screws. The screws right here. These screws here, these two screws, 1, 2, have to be properly adjusted so that the pin sits at a certain angle wherein it's touching this wheel just enough, not to flatten the wheel, because you see a lot of times if the tension is too hard, it'll flatten the wheel. It'll cause that rubber to just wear out. It'll wear out the rubber. You don't want that to happen. So you want it to touch it enough to make this turn. And my son Arrington knows how to set it now. I mean, he's good at setting it. So that, and I taught him how to do it, so that you can then be able to put your finger on it, on this rotor, and it continues to turn like that. If you put your finger on it and it stops, then it's not, the tension is not set right. Okay? Or if this little pin is set too tight up against the rubber wheel, then it'll bear down. It'll eat the rubber. Actually, eat the rubber away from this rubber wheel here, and you have to replace it sooner than you should need to replace it. Okay. So that's a 2-speed motor. That's how the 2-speed motors work. Okay. Now, the bottom motors use the same concept. So maybe I'll do another video on the bottom motors. Bottom 1-speed, bottom 2-speed. Maybe I'll do another video on that just to show you how they are different, or how they look different. Okay? So until the next video, this is Dr. Kemp saying to you as always, have peace. Peace out.